Welcome back to Inside Sources. You will recollect that last week we had a take where we attempted to humanize the stories of the victims of some of the attacks that has been going on in Nigeria, especially in Plateau State. And so we read out the names of the victims and their ages just so we remind ourselves that these are not just numbers. Also, today in my take, I also read out the names of some of the victims in Benue State. And so now we want to take it a step further by having a conversation with the relatives, some of the relatives that survived and had family members, unfortunately killed in the different attacks in Plateau and Benue State. So joining me today for that conversation, I have from Benue, I have Honorable Kennedy Angbo, who is a member of the Benue State House of Assembly, representing Otukpo and Akpa constituency. And joining him, seated together, is Mr. Joseph Edo, who is a local councillor and who lost some of his family relatives, I think about 2 of them, in the attack that happened in the state. We will give details.
Thank you for having us. Sorry with the little glitch we're having here. It's my pleasure now to having us on your show this afternoon. Thank you. We're reaching you live from Otukpo in Benue State.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So that is Honorable Angbo and Mr. Joseph Edo. Now, going to Plateau, we have a board member of the Irigwe Community Association, Mr. Redzi Jugo, and is being joined by one of the relatives of the people that died in some of the attacks in the community. Mr. Jugo and Mr. Unwa, you are welcome to Inside Sources.
Thank you for allowing us to be here today. Today, my name is Jugo. Redzi Jugo is my name, and I'm together with Mr. Yusuf Moa, who has lost relatives on ground zero in Zike village of Kimapa Ward in Bassa local government in Plateau State.
Okay, all right. So thank you to all of our guests, both in Benue State and in Plateau State. And first of all, let me express condolences to you and your families over the losses, and to the entire both set of the communities. Now, I'm going to start from Plateau. I wanted to ask Mr. Yusuf Unwa, if you can hear me, can you introduce yourself, Mr. Unwa? Can you introduce yourself and mention your relatives that you lost in the attack? Yes.
My name is Yusuf Moa Nze from Kimakwa Ward, Bassa FDC, Plateau State. Honestly speaking, I lost my uncle and my daughter, my sister. My sister too, she lost her 3 children and the husband. This attack started on the 13th April 2025, some careless meanings to 12. The attackers enter in our various houses. So they turn up in mass. They surrounded the area and they start shooting from the streets. And the others that are inside the villages started enter the houses, slaughter people like a cow, enter this house, dissenting, and many houses have been burned and many properties have been destroyed. We lost about 54 people in Zike.
Okay. So sad and sorry for your losses. Now, I want you to, if you can hear me, I want you to list out the names of your relatives that you lost, if you remember them, one by one, please, Mr. Yusuf.
My uncle name is Mr. Musa Dako. He's my uncle.
Okay.
He has one wife and 3 children. My sister is Jumain Stephen. She lost her husband and the 3 children of her.
Name them. Name them.
One, there is a Stephen John. That is the husband of my sister, and Cynthia John.
Okay. All right.
These are the names of my relatives. Yes.
Okay. So can you tell us about Musa Dako? You know, who was the first name that you mentioned? Musa Dako, is that your
Yes.
uncle? Is that your uncle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us about him. What kind of a person was he? What was his occupation?
He's a farmer, sir.
Okay.
He's a farmer and he don't have anything. And he has family that he's feeding them.
So do you know what plans he had for his family? Please, do you know what kind of plans did he have for his family, you know, including those who are in school? What kind of plans did he have for them?
Their plan is that when they further their education, when they get the results, they'll further. When after graduating either university, any tertiary institution, at the end of the day, when they get the job, they can feed the rest of the family that the father have left.
So sad. Now, so Mr. Dako had 10 children.
Yes, sir.
So those 10 children, was any of them involved in this attack?
No.
Okay.
It is only him alone.
It's only him alone. The oldest of his children, how old would the oldest be?
The first son is 36 years.
Okay.
The first son is 36 years.
All right. I mean, thank you so much.
Yes.
We wanted to know these people better, just so Nigerians we get the message, you know, including our governments, that these are human beings who had lives, they had families, and they have aspiration. Thank you so much, you know, Mr. Yusuf Unwa. Let's go right now to Mr. Jugo. Mr. Jugo.
Yes.
Mr. Jugo, yeah. So let's still stay in Plateau. Mr. Jugo, can you tell us how is the community taking the situation? You know, this merciless killings and you know, terminating the lives of people in this kind of way. How is the community taking care of it? I know that you are a member of the board of the community association in Uruguay. Mr. Jugo.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. And one of the reasons why we appreciate forums like this is because we believe that even one person is one person too much.
Yes.
From 2001 till date, we're talking about not less than 1,120 something individuals that have been killed in
your community alone.
Yes. Yes, they were community.
Wow.
And it is very tiring, because if you look back, there has been a lot of killings and there's been a lot of conversations that have been ongoing, but it would seem to us that we have been neglected to the backwoods of time and chance. Nobody seemed to really care about what happens in Uruguay land. Nobody really seemed to care about what happens in Plateau State, because we are not mainstream. We feel as if because politically we might not be there yet, and we're disadvantaged, whatever happens out there, nobody really cares. You see the gory pictures. Did you see the little kids that had their head macheted? All they wanted to do was to sleep and wake up and go to the local primary schools around the neighborhood. And they were assailed in the middle of the night, and now they are no more. All their dreams have been cut short. So the people are not happy. We've been having this conversation for so long. You need to also know that as early as yesterday, 2 more people were killed, ambushed, and killed. This is a recurring decimal for so long. And it needs to come to a halt. And like we've said time and time again, what is it that we haven't done? Listen, I felt very sad to hear government officials and even at different sister station, people like presidential aides that have said that this was a communal thing. This is a massacre. This is a genocide of sorts. And it is not a communal thing. I have been the Yoruba Youth Movement legal advisor for so long. I'm also a board member of the IDA Yoruba Development Association. And I cannot count to you the number of peace conversations we have had with our former neighbors who left us and then started to assail us. We know these individuals. Some of the individuals that have come back, we know them by name. And it is not a thing that, it is not a matter of speculation. So I beg that the first thing that the community out there needs to do is to ensure that they give respect to those who have died by not calling this a communal clash, because it is not. It is a genocide. Our people are being preyed upon. We have very lush greenery. We have very fertile grounds out there. People are decided to terrorize us and to take away our lands. And that is what is going on. It is no more, no less. And we're saying very clearly that if the personnel, the security architecture is unable to take care of our people, then probably we need to give credence, or we need to activate the Arms Act, so that you can train people not outside of the security apparatus, but like a civilian JTF, so that our people are not attacked in the middle of the night, and then with their bows and arrows, when they want to go for self-defense, people are then arrested for holding, a stick or a bow or an arrow, and then taken to Abuja, while the real perpetrators that are sometimes found with more greater armaments are left walking freely in the place. It is not balanced. The warfare is not balanced at all. And that is why we say very clearly that there is an assault on our people, and we're depleting by the day. People are leaving their farmlands. This food security is at an all-high detrimental place in our lives today. And we need to be able to see the federal government do the best under the circumstances.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Jugo. And thank you for expressing those very important views. One of the reasons why we are doing this is to call attention to this situation in a very unique way, trying to immunize, the victims, because they are among us, they are like us, and also trying to get some of our leaders outside of the political, circles to speak up. Mr. Dako and some of them are Christians. We want the Christian leaders to also speak up consistently, so that together we can raise our voices and terminate this vicious attack and this injustice, that the communities are suffering. Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Jugo, and thank you, Mr. Yusuf Umwa. Thank you so much. And now we go to our people in Benue State, Honorable Kennedy Angbo and Mr. Joseph Edo. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we're here.
All right. So Mr. Joseph Edo, can you please introduce yourself? Who were your relatives that were killed, and in what attack? When did it happen?
My name's Honorable Edo Joseph. My relatives that were killed. The first one is Mr. Ebon Idoko, and the younger brother, Mr. Emmanuel Idoko, former ES.
Okay, so when
they were killed on the 15th of this month.
Okay, can you describe the circumstances of the attack and their death? If you know when and how did this happen?
Yes. On that day, 15th April.
Yes.
2025. They were in their own houses, and suddenly they realized those men barged into their house, and they began to kill them in the presence of their children and their wives.
So if I may ask you again, so the person that was killed is your uncle.
Yes, sir.
And he was killed in the presence of his wife and children.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So how old was he?
Mr. Ebonyedoko is 70 years old, and Emmanuel Idoko is 68 years old.
So both of them were killed in their homes in the presence of their wives and children.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What were their occupations? Both of them.
Yeah, like the both of them were retired teachers. Like I said, Mr. Emmanuel Idoko is a former education secretary in Obadibo local government.
So the man was his life was terminated while he was enjoying his retirement as a teacher.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about the second person? Was he also a teacher?
Yes, he's also a retired teacher. The both of them retired just few years ago.
I see. So tell me, do you know what they were planning for their families, what they were planning for their lives? You know, what kind of person were they?
Yes, like the Ebonyedoko, I think he survived up to 9 children, and not less than 5 of them are there in the universities, in various universities across the country. So now we don't know how to take care of them now that they have just killed him.
So sad. So were they? What kind of religion were they adherents of?
They are both Christians.
What church did they attend?
Emmanuel Idoko attends the Methodist Church, while Ebonyedoko is a Living Faith member. He worships with the Living Faith Church.
Okay. Thank you so much. You know, once again, our condolences, and thank you for telling us at least a bit of their story. Let's conclude with Honorable Kennedy Angbo. So, Honorable, you are a member of the House of Assembly representing Otupo and Akpa. So, how are you as a political representative, you know, I mean, how do you deal with this situation as we conclude?
Well, it's been quite a torturous one for me and my people. This happened on the 15th. I was billed to travel to Lagos on the 16th, and then onward to Kigali on the 17th. I had bought my tickets and everything, reservations. And when this happened, the first thing I had to do was to cancel my trip. And I of course, remember the night before that I was on TVC. The morning before I left Abuja for the village, I was on channels, your TV station for the morning show. And now, soon after that, I drove straight to the village to see my constituent, my people who have been hacked down untimely, unjustly, unprovoked. And it's not anything that you would wish to experience. A community that's once a bubbling community right now is a ghost of itself. If you go to Tubi right now, you would not be able to count up to 100 people. There's a community where you have between 1,500 to over 2,000 people, industrious people. Also important to mention that there are federal presence there. That's where you have the federal dam, water of the dam, the multiple dam by the Ministry of Water Resources. That project is multi-billion naira project. You have the Federal University also around that axis. That's the Federal University of Science, Health Sciences. You have the Agri Research Institute there. You have the silos there. You have so many projects there that are federal government presence and also the state. And so to also experience this kind of thing is quite quite pathetic. Also to mention, my older brother was in that same community the day this happened with his family. His family had just returned just for the holiday to go and pay him a visit because he's farming heavily there. And then imagine your children who their first visit to their village, this is what they were running into.
Wow.
And so the trauma that they're going to experience the rest of their lives. I wouldn't be shocked if some of them will say they're not coming back to the village again, because it's quite traumatic. The first daughter actually narrated a story to me that she went to the stream to fetch water, and then she started hearing gunshots. And her auntie was like, no, it's not gunshots. And then the next thing is that the rapid with which the gunshots were now firing, she started crying.
Wow.
And that's how they were able to luckily escape and left the community to the researchers. That's where they took refuge. This happened between 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And immediately when I got the call from him, I alerted the Commissioner of Police, the DPO, the NSCDC, the military, and also the civilian, civil defense. Sorry, the civilian, the Homeland Defense, which is more like the vigilante group in here.
Honorable, our time is fast spent, and we will continue this conversation. We are doing this because we want to call it attention in a very peculiar way that these are Nigerian citizens. They have aspirations, they have hopes, and we cannot tolerate, this kind of thing to go on for too long. It's going to be an ongoing conversation. Thank you so much, Honorable Kennedy Angbo and Mr. Joseph Edo, who is also a councillor. Thank you for coming to Inside Sources.